This FWT Live broadcast of the 2013 Formula Kart Productions Florida Winter Tour is presented exclusively by Ocala Grand Prix. Check them out online at ocalagrandprix.com. That's a pretty good looking roll up so far, and we are racing, ladies and gentlemen, in Micromax. And your pole sitter Latifi hanging onto the spot. Here comes Doohan right there with him. Once again, the driver in the third spot with a good move at the front, and Doohan goes to second. Oh, and we just lost a driver. That may have been, I'm not going to guess, a driver out of the top five, spinning out down in turn number 3. No question. Latifi, though, leading this one with Doohan in the second spot. I believe that is Romano. I believe that's Guilherme Romano in the third spot. That's the Brazilian. They'll make their way up to the carousel for the first time. Again, the scheduled distance is 16 laps here in Micromax. Latifi leads. Doohan now has been passed, so we definitely have had a change of position as the Brazilian Romano goes to second. We'll keep our eye online on that battle for the lead. The Canadian Latifi, the Brazilian Romano, and then the Australian Doohan. And Doohan looking up the inside on the Brazilian. And the Brazilian goes to the point and takes the spot. Romano goes to the point, and now Doohan trying to follow him through, but Latifi able to hang on to the spot. Here comes Giovanni Bramante. The driver from the United States now will make this a four-way battle for the lead. Down the inside, and Latifi takes back over the point. Romano second, Doohan third. Everybody's got their head down. Latifi tapping the side of his helmet. Let's go, let's go. These kids are so smart, ladies and gentlemen. They understand the nuance of this type of restricted racing very well, and you'll see them work together to try to get away from the rest of the field. This has been a pretty contentious battle at the front so far, but now they're starting to settle down. I see we got another driver making his way up toward the front now. We may have a five-way battle as Taranasuke Hamada in the number 31 is going to try to reel himself up to that group at the front. The Japanese have really come on fire here at the final round. All three of the Japanese here. Oh! And we almost see Romano make a huge mistake. He took a look back and actually drove off of the racetrack on the straightaway. That could have cost him big. Jack Doohan using good common sense there, not trying to take advantage, just trying to make sure nobody got cleaned out by that big mistake from Romano. Online, we're still watching that battle at the front. Out front, Matthew Latifi was able to take advantage of that mistake by Romano to pull a slight gap. But now they're slowly reeling him back in. I see Jack Doohan reaching across the radiator there. Not sure what that was about, but he definitely was adjusting something across that radiator. Or it appeared to be as he had his arm stretched all the way across it. Look at this. Great stuff in Micromax. Super close competition. I tell you, for drivers from 7 through 10, they have an amazing ability. Not just in their ability to drive the car, but in to make really good decisions out on the racetrack. Taranasuke Hamada trying hard to get there. It looks like he's starting to just edge up. Last time the gap between Bramante and Hamada was .734. This time, no, actually grew by a few hundredths. So this front four are now starting to work together pretty well, and unless Hamada can just catch the draft, he's going to get left out to dry. Running all by himself in this kind of restricted racing can be difficult, but look at Hamada, man. He is trying to make it happen. Got to give props to the little Canadian, Matthew Latifi, with not a whole lot of time in that car, and he is leading a very stout field of Micromax competitors at FWT. Our leaders back across the stripe. Now we see Bramante falling back a little bit. That is going to give Hamada the opportunity that he needs to get up there. So Bramante having a slight problem, and now that's given Hamada the draft that he needs. I think we're going to see a five-way battle here pretty quick. Okay, so just when you think it can't get any better, it's getting better. A little bit of separation now, and that's going to give us several battles at the front that we can watch at the same time. Romano's getting pretty racy behind Latifi. Latifi keeps tapping his helmet, trying to get the Brazilian to work with him and get away from Doohan in the third spot. But Romano looking like maybe he wants the point. They are currently working lap number 9 of a scheduled 16. So the laps are winding down here. But that's not going to work as Doohan now has brought himself back into the fight. Doohan momentarily fading away from the top two, but now he has brought himself back to the fight, and we have a three-way battle. I'm just letting the racing speak for itself here, ladies and gentlemen. Good stuff here in Micromax. What is that song I'm thinking of? Anticipation? I mean, just something could happen here at any moment. These drivers, a little bump drafting going on there. I saw all three of those guys' heads snap back, so a little bump drafting on that run down the straightaway as they try to pull away from Giovanni Bramante. Bramante in the fourth spot. Just not quite close enough to catch on to the draft down the straightaway. Okay, side by side, Romano tried something coming out of 4, but that didn't work out. He falls back into the second spot. Romano's probably feeling pressure from the Australian in the third spot as Jack Doohan looks a little racy here. Everybody's starting to fade down to the inside on the entry. They will be working lap number 13 of a scheduled 16 as they go by the stripe, now working 13 of 16. Good battle for the top three. Bramante just out of reach in fourth, but now Bramante is right there with him, and we've got a four-way battle for the lead now. Bramante with a good run through the technical chicane section and pulls up to the back bumper of Jack Doohan. Oh, and we see that Bramante has gotten by Dewan. So coming out of turn 5, a little mistake by the Australian, and immediately the New Yorker jumps on it and moves up into third, and then immediately starts touching his helmet. Let's go get him. You got to love this, and these kids, they understand they got to work together if you're going to be successful. The Brazilian Romano takes a look behind him, and here he goes, Dewan down the inside. They're side by side into 2, and Dewan goes back into third. So the Australian not having anything to do with that. He wants to be on the podium here at the Florida Winter Tour once again. Dewan, as we talked about, came with his father, Mick Dewan, 5-time MotoGP world champion Mick Dewan. That is the same one, in fact. And when they came to the Winter Tour in January, he says he just wanted to get some experience, but ended up winning the first round in an absolute frog choker, as I call it, a rainstorm of epic proportions in Palm Beach, and Dewan came out the winner there to start things off. White flag lap. Here we go. Dewan looking down the inside. Side by side of Romano, takes the spot. Romano to the point. Dewan fighting with Latifi now as well as they come out of turn 4. So the Brazilian has waited patiently in second for almost the entire race, and with the white flag showing, goes down the inside and past the Canadian for the point. Down he goes, Latifi back to the point. Romano fighting back off of turn 7, and that's going to cost the Canadian, as both Dewan now, and there's contact, yes, that's going to cost the Canadian. That is probably a little bit of inexperience there for young Matthew Latifi, and Romano wins it. Jack Dewan also very happy there at the finish. I mean, crazy last few corners here in Micromax, ladies and gentlemen. The Brazilian, Guilherme Romano, very, very happy with a really solid win. Again, patient in second, took the lead when he needed to do it. Latifi fought back valiantly, maybe not choosing the right spot to do it. And that allows the Monster Energy driver, Jack Dewan, to roll by into second. Good racing in Micromax, sponsored by our friends at GT7 Motorsport. That was one for the ages. Sorry, my apologies. It's just we've got several hundred people online trying to watch these podiums, so I'm trying to let them see what's going on. So, one left, a good solid run for this young man. He doesn't speak any English, so we're just going to congratulate him and move into that. But he's from Brazil. He wears the number 99, Guilherme Peixoto. Peixoto. I say right, Peixoto?
Yeah.
Okay, congratulations, sir. You have anything in Portuguese you speak? Yeah.
Obrigado, minha mãe, meu pai, o Legré, o Gustavo e o Alex, o Engenho Pita. E obrigado por todo mundo que me ajudou. Obrigado também, Wesley.
Congratulations, young man. Your winner, Guilherme Peixoto. And I'm going to learn how to say that correctly here before the week's out. Your winner, the 99, Jack Dewan, all the way from down under in second, and Giovanni Bramante, a solid run in third.